Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I really want to do a nice kind of peachy, springy look, very glowy skin, and quite simple and possibly quite monochromatic as well. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please keep on watching. Okay, so kicking off with the Hello Sunday SPF 50, the Glow Primer. I think this might be the last time I'm using this because I'm having to proper squeeze this tube. Oh, we're getting something. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think that primer's done now. And I have got a new one on its way, so I'll do a little tester with that soon. Okay. I'm not going with foundation today, instead I'm going to go with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter to kind of act as a foundation. And also give myself that overall glow as well. Because like I said, I want to do quite fresh skin, I think, and quite glowy. Now I'm just going to go ahead and buff that in to the skin and make sure I drag it down my neck as well a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to go with the Kosas Revealer Concealer. And just use that in the areas I need to, so under my eyes, kind of blemishes, redness. And this is also running out as well. But I have got 2 other concealers that I can be using, 3 other concealers I can be using in the meantime, so I won't be repurchasing just yet. But I do like this concealer, it's a very good concealer. Again, same brush just to kind of buff that in, although I'm doing more patting motions, stippling motions this time, just to give me a little bit extra coverage. Okay, I'm not going to do bronzer, I'm just going to do some blusher for today, and I want a quite peachy tone to kind of match what I'm going to do. So this is the Honest Beauty Coral Peach. It doesn't look too great in the pan, but yeah, it's a nice kind of cream coral, peachy coral, sorry, colour, which is kind of what I want for this. I might go a little bit editorial with the blush, kind of build up a fair amount and try to bring it up around my temples as well. Now I'm resetting the T-zone just to make that a little less shiny, but I do want to add a bit of extra glow and a bit of a golden glow. So I'm actually going to go with Pay's Impossible Glow. This is in rose gold, because it's been a while since I've used this, so I saw it and I thought let's add some extra glow. So I'm actually going to pop this onto the back of my hand first. Ooh, that's probably way too much. Just going to tap it because I took out way too much. So I'm going to tap it around my hand and just give that extra bit of glow. I think actually gold tones work really nicely with peachy tones as well. And then I am going to do a little bit above the brows as well. I do think fingers work quite well with this highlighter just because it's quite a liquidy one. I feel like a brush just soaks it up a bit too much, so just with the fingers. And I'm going to take some down the bridge of my nose. Like I said, I want a really glowy base for today. And I'm going to take a little bit on the Cupid's bow. And then I'm actually going to take some just below the brow bone as well. Anywhere and everywhere. So like I said, I do want to set T-zone though, because I've also got quite an oily T-zone. Madara Air Equal Powder. I'll take my setting brush from Real Techniques first, just to do the under the eyes. I'll kind of do this triangle motion here. And then I've been enjoying using the Kabuki brush for everywhere else, so I'm just going to set the T-zone, the chin, a little bit around the upper lip, and a little bit in the centre of the forehead here, But everywhere else, I'm going to keep glowing. So we've got something like that going on, which I think is super pretty. Okay, so that is the base portion done. I'm going to quickly go ahead and fill in my brows like I always do with the Lavera pencil and the Kosas Air Brow, and then we'll be back to do the eyes. Okay, so onto eyes. I've prepped and primed using the Lily Low Eye Primer. So for this look, I very much want it's going to be a very quick eye look, so very much a one colour across the lids with a pop of shimmer, just to keep it very soft and fresh, kind of like everything else. So I'm going to take the Spectrum B06 brush, and I'm going to jump into the Carnival palette from BPerfect, and I'm going in with the shade Foolish, which is a peachy tone here, and slowly build this up, so a nice wash across the lid. So I'm just going to pick some up, and it's just going to use circular motions and a buff across the lid. I'm just going to take a little bit at a time and just slowly build this up. Picking up a bit more at a time, focus on the lid first and then blend it out. What we'll do is take a really fluffy brush, so Spectrum again but a CO5, and just do the edges like so. I think I'm happy with that, so I'm going to go in the other eye now and build it up to the same intensity. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, I'm keeping it very simple for today's look. I'm actually going to jump into the Tilbury Uptown Girl palette now, just because I really want the shimmer, which I absolutely love, just across the eye. So, as I mentioned before, it's a really nice, it's like a translucent shadow and just the glitter specks, so it really kind of gives like a really nice, almost wet look to the lid. But it won't add any extra colour, so it just adds that shimmer down, which I think looks so pretty. Yeah, it's my favourite shade out of this palette. As you can see, it is well loved in comparison to the other shades. I'm not saying the other shades aren't nice, but yeah, this makes for a gorgeous like glitter topper, shimmer topper. So pretty. And one last thing I'm going to do before mascara is I'm just going to take, this is the, I want to say Neve's Cosmetics Pastello eyeliner. I've had this for ages. It's a real pearly one. I'm actually just going to pop this into the inner corner, just to brighten slightly but not actually too intense. Okay, now we are going to go mascara, and I'm opting for a brown mascara. So this is the Kiko Maxi Mad Colour Mascara in 02. I just think a slightly lighter mascara will complement this really well. Okay, so this is what we have so far. So finish up is lips. So I'm going to take the Kosas Hot Liner. It's a hyaluronic acid contouring lip liner in Epic to line my lips. And then I'm just going to go with the Rituals Miracle Lip Gloss in Vintage Rose to top it off. I'm actually going to add a bit of this Colourpop lipstick because I feel like this lip needs to be a bit more peachier, which this definitely is, so. Yeah, unfortunately this lips is not available anymore, I don't think. It's on the Colourpop's Velvet ones in Name Drop. That's better. Now I don't have any setting spray, I'm all out now, so any recommendations for setting sprays, let me know. I have got my eye on the Kosas Cloud setting spray that I'm intrigued to try, but any recommendations, just let me know. But this is the finished look. Let's take those out. So yeah, a nice kind of peachy, soft peachy springtime look. Very glowy skin, which I think is nice and fresh. Haven't gone too heavy with adding foundation and stuff like that. I like the eyes. I love, like I said, that eyeshadow from the Sharp Tilbury little palette works beautifully as a little eyeshadow topper. I love it a lot. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a couple more springtime videos planned and ready to go. So, but if you've got any future requests, do leave them down below. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.